This video was brought to you by the ILC. Welcome back once again to our Exam Review 1 series. This time we'll be doing problem 9. We are asked to find the domain and range of fx, and then find the graph and the domain and the range for the inverse of fx, where they don't give you an algebraic expression and rather give you a picture of fx, and so we can find all three of these things: graph, domain, and range. Let's begin by writing down a series of points that are on the graph. I've marked some of the points on the graph. We have -2, 3, 0, -1, and 4, -2. These are all for the original function fx. Now, to find the points that are in the inverse function represented by this f -1x, we reverse the x and y. So if we had -2, 3, we now have 3, -2. If we had 0, -1, we now have -1, 0. If we had 4, -2, we now have -2, 4. These will be the new points in our inverse graph. With those points found, let's try plotting them on the graph. 3, -2 will be located somewhere around here. -1, 0 will be located here along the x-axis. And then -2, 4 will be located above the open circle here. Let us also remind ourselves that the 3, -2 should be an open circle. I'll write the coordinates next to it. All we have to do now is connect the dots. Connect the orange dots together, and this will give us the graph of the inverse. Now let's talk about the domain and range. For the domain of fx, let's look at the possible x values. The green line, that is the original fx, begins with an x value of -2. Also note that the circle is open. Therefore, we will say -2 with a parenthesis next to it. If we follow the green line to the edge, on the right side we end at 4, -2. Therefore, we can say the second number in the domain will be 4, and since it's a closed circle at that 4, we place a square bracket. To find the range of the original fx, let's look to the y values and go from bottom to top. At the bottom of the green line is, again, this closed circle, and the y value is -2. We'll place a square bracket, again because this dot is closed. We follow the green line to the left and upward, and the highest that the green line goes is this open circle, and the y value at that location is 3. Again, since it's an open circle, we put parentheses. Now, to find the domain and range of the inverse function, all we have to do is say that the domain of the original becomes the range when you do the inverse, and the range of the original function becomes the domain when you do the inverse. Therefore, the domain of the inverse function is -2, 3, with a square bracket on the -2, parentheses on the 3, and then the domain of the original function becomes the range of the new function. Effectively, all we are doing is swapping the domain and range to get the new domain and range of the inverse. And there you have how to get the graph, domain, and range given the graph of a function. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.